Provost and Chief Operating Officer here at Morrisville. And in that capacity, I get to introduce a number of different individuals, and I get to attend a lot of different events. But I can honestly say that this moment is very special for me. I don't think I've ever had the occasion to introduce to you someone who truly represents athletic royalty. Floyd Little is an individual who starred at Syracuse University and went on to Pro Football Hall of Fame at Denver. And I know that he, one student who was very entrepreneurial, got a picture because he wore a Denver Broncos shirt. So kudos to you. But some of you who are 18, 20, 22 may not be fully aware of Mr. Floyd's exploits. The information about anyone these days resides comfortably on Google and in the web, so you can certainly find much of his biography, but I wanted to share with you some of the highlights of his career, and in particular, some of those elements that he's proud of following his football career. But for now, Floyd Little has joined Syracuse University to assist with the program he represented so well as a football student athlete and alumnus. 3-time All-American, 5-time Pro Bowl selection, responsible for the development of donor relations and working closely with students. In addition, he will handle special projects assigned by the Director of Athletics. So in many ways, Floyd Little has come back home to Syracuse to lend help to students and others in the broader Syracuse community. He's a 3-time All-American and 1966 ECAC Player of the Year at Syracuse. He was elected to the College Football Hall of Fame in '83 and Professional Football Hall of Fame in 2010, just a little over a year ago. He's one of 17 Syracuse representatives to be enshrined in the College Hall of Fame and one of 6 with Syracuse ties to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He holds the Syracuse record for career touchdowns, 46, and yes, they keep track of those things, and career punts returned for touchdowns, 6. He finished for 5th in the Heisman Trophy voting both his junior and senior years. And you can read more of his athletic exploits on his biography, but I do want to point out that what we've learned over and over again is that student athletes who bring intensity and passion to the field, to the track, and bring that same intensity to the classroom are observed throughout their lives being students of a variety of disciplines, and that individuals who bring passion and intensity, whether it's in athletics or in academics, typically demonstrate throughout their lives a commitment to their own profession and the broader community that they serve. Floyd Little is no exception in that regard. He graduated from the University of Denver's College of Law in 1975, and in 1979, he completed the Ford Motor Executive Management Training Program, where he participated in extensive seminars and in field training in the areas of sales, marketing, accounting, finance, and purchasing. A whole other area for Mr. Little to pursue professional development. The former president and owner of Pacific Coast Ford, which became a private capital dealership in 1996, Floyd was known as one of the most successful and well-respected Ford dealers in the industry and has served as a consultant and instructor for Ford's Minority Dealers Program. In 2009, he retired as a Ford dealer and was the longest tenured minority dealer in the Ford portfolio at the time. So this is an individual who brought not only tremendous success to the athletic field, but in his subsequent pursuits, both in professional life and in his private life, has been a paragon of success. He's also married to native Deborah A. Green, native of Syracuse. They have 2 daughters, Christy Jones and Kyra DaCosta, a son, Mark T. Little, and 4 grandchildren. And I won't ask you to remember, but it's AJ, Sky, Blaze, and Hayes Jones. Without further ado, Mr. Floyd Little.
Thank you, Dr. Rogers. Thank you all for being here. I'm pretty honored to be here. This is what I enjoy doing, having an opportunity to reach out to young people who are in the process of learning and developing and deciding who and what they want to be. This is your time to take advantage of what this university has to offer you. My good friend who just left earlier, Herm Frazier, who came here with me, a 1976 gold medal winner in the 4x4 100 and in the 4x4 40-yard dash, who couldn't be here with me today because he had to go to an NCAA meeting back in Providence. But this is your time to develop, to grow. I can remember when I sat where you are sitting today. And I used to wonder, what did life have in store for me? I'm sure you've wondered the same thing. Well, let me tell you, it's not about what life has in store for you. It's about what you are willing to do to create the life that will become your legacy. You see, everybody wants to win, and everybody wants to be a champion and be successful. But winning and being a champion and being successful doesn't come easy. There's a price you have to pay. There's an investment that you have to make to be successful. A lot of us are not willing to make that investment or that sacrifice. Because if you want to be the best, you got to hang out with the best. If you want to be a better student and get better grades, you got to hang out with students who are smarter than you are. If you want to be a better athlete, you got to hang out with athletes with better skills than you have. See, smart people hang around people who are smarter than they are, and they learn from them. See, it's about the choices that we make in life. See, if you make bad choices, bad things are going to happen to you. If you make good choices, you're going to be able to achieve the level of success in life that you want. Right now, you are making a sacrifice. You are investing or making a down payment on your future success by being here. This is where it all starts. You're asked to make a 4-year commitment, a 4-year sacrifice that will launch you 40, 50 years from today to where you want to be. But a lot of people aren't willing to make those sacrifices. See, it's about the choices that you make. See, there's only 3 kinds of people in the world. There are those that make things happen, those that watch things happen, and those that don't know what happened. Am I right? You have to choose. See, it's difficult to choose in life at an age where you're still figuring out who you are, where you are, what you are. So you have to make a decision on what you want to be. You have to make a choice on what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. Because life is very challenging. As I've traveled around this country, I have competed at the highest level in the National Football League and on all these football fields. And I've competed to the best of my ability in life and in the classroom and in the game. And there's one thing that I have found consistent as I've traveled around this country, that knowledge through education is an ongoing process that never ends. See, what you will achieve in life will be directly related to what you have in your mind. So today I want to encourage you to keep studying and keep learning and keep challenging yourself. Because none of us will ever know what we can become if we never challenge ourselves. So you have to challenge yourself every day. If I didn't challenge myself, I could not be standing here before you as the 257th Hall of Famer in the history of Pro Football Hall of Fame. I challenged myself because I was told that I wasn't big enough, strong enough, smart enough, or fast enough to play in the National Football League. I know when many of you saw me, you said, well, he's not that big. Well, you don't have to be. You just have to challenge yourself and believe in yourself and not listen to the naysayers and the negative people in your life. Because I was told all the time, Floyd, why are you doing that? Why are you here? You can't make it. Wow. Isn't that something I have to go through every day? But that was my motivation. Who are you to tell me what I can do? See, they can measure how high I am, how tall I am, how smart I am, how far I can see, how high I can jump, how much I can lift, but they can't measure what's in here. This is where it all begins and ends, with you, with us. You're the only one who can say, I had enough. Don't let anybody tap you out when you ain't ready to go. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do something and you know you can. See, someone else's label or opinion of you should never become your reality. If it became my reality, I would have never ran track, played basketball, played football, because I wasn't big enough, strong enough, or fast enough. I would have never gone to law school because they said I couldn't pass the test. And I didn't. But I took the test 5 times. Till I figured out the one that I got the most right in. And I just expanded on that. Now I know you want to go to law school. There's some tests that you have to take. All of you who've taken the SATs, which they don't have it the same way they had it when I was taking the test. But there's always had 3 different tests because you can't cheat off somebody beside you. But I took the test, the SAT scores, and I had memorized the test, so 3rd time I took it, I knew what the test was. And I studied. And when I got to the geometry problem, where I had to find the isosceles triangle, I had to find the area of a rectangle, and I can still remember today. And I had learned that the side opposite the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other 2 sides. That will find the right angle. And I learned the rectangle, base time, width time, height. So the side opposite the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the 2 sides, base time, width time, height equals. You see what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want to do if you're willing to invest in what you want to do. If you're willing to make the sacrifices necessary to be what you want to be. See, this is what bothers me when I look at people and say, I can't. It's too hard. I can't do it. See, let me try. They used to say, Floyd, you were one of the, as a player in the National Football League, I used to bench, and all you football players know, at 205 pounds, I can bench 450 pounds and clean 325. For a guy that's 205 pounds. That's a lot of weight to be pushing around. So they always say, Floyd, when they interview me, I understand you were one of the strongest guys on your football team. I said, wrong. So what you mean? He says right here. I said, that's wrong. I was the strongest guy on the football team at 205 pounds. But you never know what you can do if you don't challenge yourself. See, a lot of us don't do that. A lot of us don't challenge ourselves. A lot of us don't want to be the best. That's why we don't hang out with the best. We think we know more than we know. You can always learn a little bit more if you commit to it, if you make the sacrifice. Some of the things that I'm going to share with you today, and one in particular is, before I leave here today, I want to share with you basically 4 steps that all of you can use that would allow you to live your dream, reach your goals in life. Now, I know you have dreams, I know you have goals. But there's 4 basic things that I want to share with you that would allow you to do that. The first step I would like for you to consider is to have a positive attitude about life. See, I wear my attitude pen. See, because an attitude is the only thing you have complete control of. See, nobody controls your attitude but you. See, in life, people have control over a lot of things about you, but they can't control your attitude. That's up to you. So every morning when I wake up, before I get up, I give myself a checkup from the neck up. And I start my day with a positive attitude. Because it's so important when you're faced with challenging and difficult decisions. A positive attitude will allow you to make a good decision. So if your attitude is messed up, you're messed up. It's not always the people with the high IQ that get the promotions, make the most money, and get ahead in life. It's that person with the good attitude. So you got to keep your attitude positive. There was a survey done by Harvard many years ago. They surveyed 30 successful businessmen and women. And what they were trying to find was a common denominator among these successful people that attributed to their success. And the survey found that 85% of them felt that they had achieved a high level of success because of their attitude. 15% thought it was because of their attitude. So your attitude is so important. When you got a good attitude and you go into a football game and you just expecting to win and you're high at a great practice, it's your attitude that's winning. You go into class, you got a big test and you study for it, and you're going to go in there all pumped up, ready to go. It's your attitude that helps you succeed. So always have a positive attitude about any and everything that you do. That's one of the most important things to have. The second step I want you to consider is have a goal and a dream. Now don't have some just little old goal or some little old dream. Have a big dream. Big goal. You gotta shoot for the moon. Because even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars. You gotta have big dreams in life. If you're gonna dream for something and aim for something, aim high. And expect good things to happen to you and great things to happen for you. It has been said by Dr. Robert Schuller, and many of you who know who he is. He said, I would rather attempt to do something great and fail than to attempt to do nothing and succeed. Let me run that past you again. I would rather attempt to do something great and fail. Does that make any sense? Than to attempt to do nothing and succeed. Because a lot of us know, a lot of people are attempting to do nothing and failing every day. But this is who they are, this is what they are, this is what they want to do. Nothing. So I'm asking you to challenge yourself and attempt to do something great, even if you fail. Attempt to do something great every day. Fail if you will. But nothing beats failure, brother. If you don't try, you fail. If you continue to try, you can't fail. Because failure is only when you stop trying. So keep trying. The third thing I would like for you to consider, now you got these down? Is to have a commitment to win. Have a commitment to win. Now there are a lot of people involved in the winning process. A lot of people that are involved in the winning process, but really haven't made a commitment to win. Now, if you want to know the difference between commitment and involvement, the next time you sit down and you have yourself some bacon and eggs, take a look at it. You'll see the chicken was involved in the process, while the pig was committed. See, the pig had to give up everything to bring forth the bacon. See, the pig was committed. And if you want to succeed, and if you want to be successful, and you want to win, you may have to give up some things too. Like negative friends, negative behavior, negative habits, procrastination, and anything that will prevent you from realizing the greatest that you have within you. You're going to have to give up some things that you may not want to give up. But if you want to win, like Vince Lombardi said, famous coach from the Green Bay Packers who won Super Bowl 1 and 2, he said in a speech that you got to pay the price. He said, winning is not a sometimes thing. It's an all the times thing. You don't do things right once in a while, you don't win once in a while. Winning is a habit. Unfortunately, so is losing. So you have to learn to win and make it a habit and stay on it and be committed, not partially involved in the process, but totally committed. The last step in this 4-step process is to take responsibility for what takes place in your own life. Don't be blaming somebody else for something that they allowed you to do or you let them allow you to do. Take responsibility for what takes place in your life. You may have to take the road that is less traveled. In life, you're either saying hello or you're saying goodbye. If you ain't on the way, you're in the way. So you have to take that. It's just like I've always said that the Lord has given us two ends, one to sit on and one to think with. It all depends on the one you use, head you wing, tail you lose. So if you're thinking with the wrong part of your body, then you're going to lose. If you're thinking with your head, you're going to be able to. These are the things that really gets me motivated, to really impart the experience and the knowledge that I've acquired over all these years. And these are the things that you need to do to reach the level of success in life that's going to afford you the opportunity to be somebody. See, they talk about the GPS, and everybody knows the GPS is Global Positioning System, right? You know what GPS stands for?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. Everybody got one in their car, right? Got a GPS to find where you're going. GPS for me is grace, the blessing that we've all been given. We all got a blessing that we can't put on eBay, we can't sell, we can't trade. That's for us. That's our grace, that's our blessing. Can't give it away. That is yours to own. Now the P is the passion that you have within you. Nobody knows what that passion is but you. You have to find your passion in life to fulfill your grace. But you know how many people go through their whole life and never know what their grace is? They know what their passion is, but they don't know what the grace is. But the grace is the G for me. The passion is what you really are passionate about. What you want to do in life, what you want to succeed in life, what legacy you want to leave in life is your passion. Now the S is the skills that you develop during your lifetime to impart that passion to fulfill your grace. So you have, my GPS is grace, passion, and skill. If you got all of that, and I just hope that one day, that each of you find what your passion is, and then discover what your grace is. But you never know, unless you really, really go for it. So I'm asking you, like me, to go for it. Here's a guy that said he couldn't make it. There's a guy that said wasn't fast enough. There's a guy that said wasn't smart enough. You may be right. Maybe right. I probably still can't pass that SAT exam. Doesn't matter now. I got my degree, I got my law degree, it doesn't matter. But I can pass the test or not. Who cares? But this is the challenge that you have. So I'm going to share with you the last thing is what I call the basic ingredients that you will need. And I need to share these with you so you'll know what they are. This is what I built my success on. This is who I am, this is what I am. If you want to find out who I am and what I am, I don't need a big suitcase to show all that I am. I carry it in my pocket. And these are the four of them are D's. Here they are. They are drive, determination, dedication, and desire. Now just think about this. These are the four D's that I think that all of us need to succeed. You have to have some drive, you have to be dedicated, you have to have some desire, and you have to be dedicated. Drive, determination, dedication, desire. Those are easy to remember. Drive, determination, dedication, and desire. The other two are the two that are very, very interesting and challenging. Because the other one is commitment. See, you can have drive, determination, dedication, desire. Don't mean a lot if you don't have commitment. See, commitment is a huge word. Now, we probably identify it in different ways, but commitment means commitment. It's like the pig. He was committed. He had to give up everything. Now, the other one that is a real hard one, that without this one, you don't make it. And that's called sacrifice. It's called sacrifice. If you're not willing to make the necessary sacrifices in your life, if you're not willing to do without this and do without that and not go here and not go there, because this is important to you, this is what my passion is, this is what I want to fulfill in life, you're not going to make it without sacrifice. One of the most important things in your life a lot of us today are not willing to make the sacrifices that is necessary to succeed. The difference between a guy who's a great player and a guy that's an average player is a guy that spends a little more time. 1 more lap, 3 more push-ups. That's the difference. You can't measure the difference between a great and a superstar with a micrometer. You know what a micrometer is? It measures the thickness of a hair. That's the difference. You can't measure the difference between a great athlete and an average one. But the time he or she spends in honing their skills and making the sacrifices that they need to be better. To be better. I'll stay. I was the captain of my football team as a rookie. Never in the history of professional sports where a rookie is the captain of the football team. You're looking at it. I was the first one on the field and the last one on it. And I challenged everybody every day to beat me in sprints. And they never won. Commitment. 9 years. Captain of the Broncos football team. And when I left, Chris Berman's partner, Tom Jackson, took over from me as captain of the team. Played 14 years. But I was his captain, Tom was my rookie. He used to have to go get me a cup of tea. Not the other way around. Sacrifice is major. Sacrifice is important. So nothing beats failure but a try. I want to end with what I consider, and I shared with Dr. Rogers earlier today. Life to me is like a baseball game. Everybody knows baseball. You may not like it, but we know about the mechanics of baseball for the most part. I want you to equate it to life and find out where you are in this baseball world. Find out, identify who you are and how you fit in this, because I'm going to give you some examples and you got to find out who you are. All right. Got it? See, some of us in the world or life of baseball want to stay home and listen on radio or watch it on TV. This is life now. Game of life is baseball. Some of you want to stay home, listen to it on radio or watch it on TV. All right? Others like to go to the game, be in the park. Yeah, cheer, hey, go get them. Right? Now there's some of us want to get into the game. And in baseball, everybody, for the most part, gets their turn at bat. I want you to kind of figure out which one you are now at the end of this. Some of us get our turn at bat, but others want somebody else to pinch hit for us. So we can stay on the sideline and say, well, why is he swinging at that? That's too high. That's too low. I want to swing at that. What's going on? You see, it was your turn at bat, but you gave it to somebody else. So shut up. Is that you? Are you letting somebody else hit the ball for you? And others would just like to watch the ball go by and say, well, that wasn't a strike. That wasn't a ball, that was a ball. They like to argue. Are you there? Others only want to get on first base. I just want to get on first base. So you have to rely on somebody else to bring you home. So you can